Are you enjoying Tears of the Kingdom? Here's a couple of things that I noticed about the game that might improve your journey. I'm not going to be telling you any spoilers, and the video itself is not going to be spoilery. So if you're good with that, well, why don't you stay tuned and listen for these helpful tips and tricks or whatever. So, anyways, let's just get straight into the video. So, first off, what I've noticed is people should probably utilize the building system because I know that I have not fully to the extent utilized this building system, but as the game progresses and things get harder and more challenging, um, why not make a boat that launches flying arrows that shock people? Because why not? You can. And this is what's so special about like a game like this. This is your journey. You're the one who controls it. So if you decide to make a helicopter one day, go for it. Or if you wanted to make a car that runs solely on hot dogs, you could do that too. Um, Things that I've noticed even more here. I'm gonna give you a review. So when you're gliding and things are super like it's slow, the paraglider is slow. Well, if you have this new armor, not gonna be telling you what it is, but if you have this new armor, you know what it is. You can glide down with our new armor stuff equipped, and then you can let go of your glider and then reactivate it, and you're gonna go zooming by the map. You're gonna go flying. So if you know what that is, do it because it's gonna save you loads of time on the flying and things. So next up, I want to talk to you about the swimming mechanic. Swimming's the same that it was in Breath of the Wild, but it's changed in many ways because now I feel like you can make these foods or whatever to help your swim speed if you don't have the Zora armor, and yeah. So if you wanted to swim a lot or do whatever, you can build whatever you want with stuff from your powers. Yeah. There's also another thing that has changed a lot, and maybe you should be aware of, or if you never noticed it change because the game's been out for a month. But anyways, the stamina. The stamina has changed. Um, yeah, I don't know if you noticed it, but if you didn't, that's fine. But if you did, um, that's cool too. Anyways, the stamina used to, like, if you stay in the air, the stamina would go down, 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 and you didn't even necessarily shoot. But now you can just jump off the cliff and just stay in the air pretty much. So, which is pretty cool. Anyways, next up we should talk about speed. If you didn't notice, this is a large game, and you might need your speed to go, up. You can make it better by if you wanted to do this. This is up to you, but you can to farm dragon parts. I found the most effective way to do that is to stand on top of the dragon's head. Standing on top of the dragon's head every 10 minutes or so, the dragon part is going to come back, so you can just shoot it again, rinse and repeat. So that's how you can farm any dragon part you want, pretty much. If you wanted a claw, if you wanted to do that, you just jump off the dragon's head or wherever you're standing, hit the claw, and then make sure that you're really close to it so you can grab it. Anyways, back to cooking. Once you've got your dragon horns, you can take a speed up. So I don't know, you take a speed up fish or something, you put it in the cooking pot, then you put one dragon horn, There you go. Your meal is 30 minutes. It lasts for 30 minutes. You got a 30-minute speed up boost. And this is going to make you go about 3 times faster, which is really awesome. So if you haven't tried this already, you should probably try it because it's a really good way to get around. Anyways, other things that you might have noticed, there's a lot of animals in this game. And if you haven't already noticed that you can ride them. If you found a bear one day, you can easily ride this bear. The bear might not be very good, but it's there. And it's pretty cool. Also, I'm not going to disclose this as spoilery because it was there in Breath of the Wild. But anyways, go to the pink tree and you'll thank me. Because when you find the pink tree, something magical is going to happen. There'll be a little bucket, drop an apple into it, and you're good. You should just try that out. It's gonna, I don't know if this is spoilery, actually. Yeah, anyways, I'm not going to say much more, but you should go to them. There's going to be little blue beams in the sky. That, and you should probably go to that, because that's going to lead you to one of those, like, frog thingies. Anyways, drop your apple in that tree, and you'll thank me, because, yeah. Anyways, next up of things that you might have not noticed in this game. You can repair your weapons. Yeah, I know, it's really awesome. If you really like the weapon, because I know I have really liked my weapons. There's some of these super powerful weapons that I honestly like. I got them from amiibos, but you can get them still in the game without the amiibos. You can go to Death Mountain. You don't need to worry about lava-proof armor or whatever, because it, like, there's not really any lava in a direct path of where you're gonna go to get the Octorok. Anyways, you're gonna go there, find your Octorok, and then you are going to drop your weapon. It's gonna suck it up and spit it back out, and it's gonna be fresh with a perk. If you don't know what a perk is, it's something that either increases durability, the critical hit ratio, or even the attack power. So this is gonna greatly improve your weapon. And another thing that I've noticed about the game that you may have not noticed is armor. I know it might be a very plain, basic one, but trust me, you're gonna appreciate it. The armors that you get in this game are used for a whole bunch of different things. So you can get pretty much every buff in the game by just using the armor. And you can upgrade it by a Great Fairy Fountain. If you were here about things that you didn't know, you know what? I'm gonna also throw in the fairy. The Great Fairy Fountains aren't like the last game. You don't just spend rubies to buy them. It used to be 500 rubies, then 1,000, then 2,000, then 10,000. You don't spend rubies. First, you have to go to the tundra, pretty much. And you got to go and speak to the bands. They're going to give you a quest. You're going to follow the quest. And anyways, that's how you're going to unlock the fairy. If you just follow the quest, you should be fine. You should know where you're going. But if you don't, I'm sure there's plenty of videos online showing you how to go and do this. And if you want to wear, Breath of the Wild had that you can just run straight to Ganon. I'm not sure if this game has it or not, because, yeah, if you know there is, maybe leave a comment down below and tell me if there actually is. Because I went exploring down where, like, the first part of the game starts, like, you know, the opening scene. And, it was honestly pretty cool. But then there was really strong enemies and things, so I don't know if you can do it or not. But anyways, I got, like, destroyed by the enemies. Anyways, and then I didn't go back there ever again. But I am about like 200 hours in, still haven't done a main mission yet. It's pretty crazy how this game holds your attention rate for a pretty significant amount of time. And if you're like me and you don't really like rushing through the game, you want to try to 100% it or do whatever, that's awesome because the game will last longer and it'll be a much bigger and vast experience with that in mind. Also, some other things you might have not noticed about the game. Um, there, like pretty much every NPC has a side quest for you. If you weren't aware, like you can pretty much talk to every NPC and they'll have dialogue or a side quest, which improves the game a lot. Because I remember with Breath of the Wild, I'll talk to an NPC, they didn't even notice that I was just a traveler or just like a normal person, and the dialogue wouldn't change. Even after you defeat the Divine Beast or whatever you did in the game, the dialogue wouldn't change. You would still be the same person as if you went there with 3 hearts and you just came off or 4 hearts and you just came off the Great Plateau or whatever. They would still notice you as that same person. But now it's pretty awesome. If you defeat something or save someone, they will recognize that it's you and not some other random person, because everybody knows Link is the best because he is fun and he likes to help people. So also I got to tell you that there's a lot of things that you can do, but the game might appear harder for you because if you weren't aware, the bokoblins, moblins, and all of those enemies, they are harder to kill than the previous game, because I barely see any brown bokoblins or red bokoblins, like the first tier bokoblins that are one shot pretty much. I barely see those. All I see is white ones and blue ones. You might be asking yourself, why do you only see the white ones or so? Well, there is a hidden mechanic in the game. The better you are at the game, the stronger the enemies are. Because now I'm seeing at the Great Plateau or whatever, the first sky area, now I'm seeing some stage 5 or stage 4 constructs, and those are definitely not supposed to be there. Because like it wouldn't make any sense, but now I understand it's because there is a secret leveling up system, and that is for killing higher enemies. But anyways, let's just get back into the enemies, how they're stronger. That was part of it, but now I wanted to let you know how you can make it, like you can change that or whatever. If you suck at the game, you didn't kill a Lionel or you didn't do that, your enemies are going to be the same throughout the entire game. But if you went down and killed some Lionels and did all this stuff, your enemies are going to be very powerful. So it depends on what kind of player you are. If you defeat everything in your path, you're going to have some high tier enemies, my friend. But if you just like to explore or mess around with the game, your chances are your enemies are going to be the same as what you started with. Another hidden mechanic is the food making mechanics. If you didn't notice, there's new items and stuff they can make food, but sometimes you'll notice that you'll get a critical cooking, because critical cooking means that when you cook something, it's gonna have a better or more effect on what you necessarily made. So let's just say I took a healthy truffle and then I threw it in my cooking pot. It will give me one heart. Suppose if I threw it in there and got a critical cook, I'll be getting myself 3 hearts, 3, 4, 5 hearts from just that critical cook. Anyways, that will help you on your adventure. There's also other things that you may have not noticed. On this could honestly save you in ways. If you're not sure how to parry or whatever, I suggest that you practice this. I practiced it a lot in Breath of the Wild and Guardians, and then it just transferred over to Tears of the Kingdom, and I was all ready to parry. It's just like an instinct. Once you get it, you're gonna just get the instinct all the time, and it's pretty cool. Because I know when I go and defeat a Lionel, I can just sense it when he like does the shield thing, or like when he's starting to attack you with your sword. You just know when's the right time to parry, and it's gonna be awesome. Same thing with the perfect dodge. Perfect dodge is something that if you dodge at the right time, you are gonna get some extra attacks on whatever enemy you're facing, and this will help you a ton, especially if you have super powerful weapons and they do a lot of damage, or the enemy is strong and you need that extra bonus. You should try that. Also, if you don't know what some of the armor does, I'm gonna give you a quick brief on what it does. So, there's the Fierce Deity armor, the Barbarian armor. Those give you attack boost up. So, if you don't know what that means, it is basically like you're having extra damage on your sword. It's pretty awesome. I think it's 20 damage per piece, 20 extra damage per piece. So you're looking, let's just say you have a sword that does 120 damage. You are going to be looking at something maybe 180, but once you have the entire set, it's going to boost that amount by another like 120-ish is probably going to equal that. And now you're looking at your sword doing 240 damage. That is really, really good. So you should probably be using attack up or whatever. You could also make a potion. You don't necessarily have to wear the armor. You can make a potion by using 2 or 3 mighty fish, or usually I'll just use 5 because it'll give you extra time. But you can just use 3 mighty porkies, and that will give you attack up 3 for 3 minutes and 20 seconds, I believe. But if you want to upgrade the time, you're gonna have 4 minutes and 10 seconds for if you use 5 mighty porkies, or you can also use 3 mighty porkies and 2 mighty bananas, which is gonna give you the same effect. If you don't know, the porkies are gonna give you the best effect, and the bananas or the feathers are gonna give you a lower effect on what it should be. Indeed, like if you use 5 bananas, you aren't gonna get quite the same effect. You might get attack up 2 and but the porky one will be very, very high on attack. Or if you just take your armor, Lionel armor, upgrade it, you're gonna have very high defense. The Lionel armor can go up to 60 defense fully upgraded, which is actually really good. And also, if you want to wear it, there is this secret feature. It's called Bone Proficiency, and if you're wearing the Dark Demon's armor or whatever it is, I'm not gonna spoil where you can find it, but you'll find it. You'll find it eventually. But this Bone Proficiency, if you, let's just say you kill a Stolnix, you take his bone, then you have a attack up pretty much. Then let's just say you know that there's bones all over the ground. If you just find those and fuse it to your weapon, then you got it ×2. Okay, so now that it's ×2, you can put an attack up, or just wear for a potion, right? And then you got it times 4 or 5. And now let's just say your weapon did 50 damage. Now you're looking at 250 damage. But we also got to count in nighttime and the boost that gives you. So now you're looking at 350 damage. So this could keep going up and up and up. And also, let's just say you have a critical hit, or you get a critical hit with the weapon. Now that is going to double. So it's going to be 700 damage. 700 damage with one weapon. That is really insane. Okay. Now it breaks. Let's just say your weapon breaks. That's also going to be a times 5 damage. So you're looking at a high amount of damage, about like 4 or 5,000 damage, because we also got the nighttime boost, and we also have the other boost that you're getting throughout your adventure. Because if you have, I don't know, maybe a special shield, it might give you a boost, or yeah, different weapons give you different boosts. So you're looking at a weapon that's going to do 5,500 damage. This weapon can one-shot things. If you get a critical hit at the same time that it breaks, 5,000 damage. That is crazy. Now, of course, the numbers might not be right, but I've had bone proficiency on one of my weapons at one shot. It one shot a stone talus. It also, yeah, it did a lot of damage because I got the critical hit at the same time that bone proficiency and things. So, also, there's a lot of things that I can be talking about this game, but I think we're gonna wrap up the video here. And I'll probably be making a part 2 to this conversation, like tomorrow or something. And anyways, if you like the video, or you just like me talking or whatever, helping you know real gameplay, why don't you drop a like or a subscribe or whatever. Like will be, I'll be really happy, and subscribe. You can stay tuned to the channel, and I like explaining things or whatever to you guys. And if you made it this far in the video, I want to say a very big thank you to you. And I will try to put out more videos like this if you liked it, and tell me what your experiences are for Tears of the Kingdom. I would love to know what it is. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.